One of the greatest feelings on earth is to give. It gives much greater joy than to give something than to receive something. I always motivate people not to be only go-getters, but to be also go-givers. Now, many people are blessed, they want to give. But I want to make it easier for you, to make giving easier and also to help you to decide for whom must your money be intended. Now, what if we create a space where you list, on this side, you list all the givers, and on the other side, you list all the receivers. And you bring the two together and you say, but there are personal individual givers and there are corporate givers, and then on the other hand, there are three categories of specific receivers. And these receivers can be churches, projects, specific projects, it can be charitable charities, and it also can be educational institutions. So what if, picture this, that you have a specific platform, a single platform, that if you want to give, if you want to have a specific amount to give every month, that you can go into this platform and set up a system that I register as a giver and I register as a receiver, and then we can bring them together. And the giver can say, listen, I want to give so much for this specific feeding project, or this specific project, youth care project, or human trafficking, anti-human trafficking project. On the other hand, I also want to support this charity, the Save the Rhino Association, or the SPCA, or I want to support this educational bursary fund, or I want to support the alma mater of my old school or university or college where I studied. Now, how about having giving and receiving and putting it on the same platform? Now, this is exactly what is on offer to you. Why don't you help me that you, especially if you are a person who wants to receive money, if you know a person who runs a charity, who have good causes, who good projects, why don't you just go onto this website, Love Thy Neighbor, with depicted over here. You go into this website, do it now, do it as soon as possible, get in there and register yourself as a receiver, because we cannot have givers on this side if there's not receivers on that side. For a specific time, we would like to populate as many as possible people to register themselves as receivers. So my call to action is register your charity, your church, your project, your educational institution as a receiver. Now, let's do this. If there is critical mass, then the givers, which can also already give their names, then we will notify them that we will open the platform, we will launch it in a big way, and we can bring it all together so that the givers and the receivers can come together. Wouldn't it be nice if we simplify the process of giving just by creating this platform for you? And you know, the best thing is, we're always worried that the money you give, does all the money go to the end point? Now, this platform is supported by a charitable group that will take not a single cent. The full amount that you give will go to that charity except for banking costs. There's no commissions. There are different sites, people who say, listen, we will manage this for you, but we will take 10% or 5%. That's too much. We don't want to take any percentage. It is just a charitable website. Why don't you help us by going either your own organization or phone a person who you know is heading up this church, this good project, this feeding scheme, this ecology scheme, this specific project which is for nature conservation, this educational project. So get them listed here on the specific website and put it there. And then when the things are ready, then we open it up in a big launch and we get the givers, which can be individuals or corporates or companies, and we bring the receivers together on this one platform. And just picture this. You have it in your heart to give. You've got 10,000 rand to give on this month. You decide, I want to give 10,000. I go through the list. I say, okay, 7,000 go to that organization, 3,000 to that organization, and 1,000 to that organization. With a press of a button, we can bring givers and receivers together. Why don't we make this giving and receiving game much easier and create this charitable platform where you can receive when you have to receive and you can give when you have to give? Because there's no greater feeling on earth than the feeling that you've made a difference. You've lived beyond your own selfishness. You're blessed to be a blessing. You have enough to give enough, and that you can give something, but you want to give it to a good cause, and you can check them out on the system and then give in the right and the appropriate way. So the call to action is, before we open the platform, list as many as possible receivers so that people can see which are the worthy causes that they can give money to, because there are such a lot of people, so many people who have it in their heart and they want to give, and we must just create them the right avenues for them to give in the best possible way, to see what they're exactly giving for and make giving easy. Are you a go-getter? You can be that, but it's much better to be a go-giver. Help us to put this system in place and go to the website depicted below and register there on both sides as a giver or a receiver.